So, guys, yes, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and it's time for SFeatleyTV's final word on Arsenal's game against Brentford, where we won 2-1 on the day. Very good performance. The lineup was as I expected, which was going to be uh, which was basically, well, it was more different. It was a more 4-3-3 rather than a 4-2-3-1, but it was the same. It was pretty much the players I picked, with Smith Rowe coming in for Martinelli on the left, and he proved why he deserves to be there. Brilliant performance. First half, though, with Arsenal, we lacked cutting edge at the front of the field. You could tell why we needed a striker in January, because Lacazette just can't do it. He can't score goals. He can't score goals. He barely helps us create goals. It's a nightmare with him up front at the minute. I get why people wanted to put Pepe up front as an option. I could probably see that in the future. Why not? Give it a go. Try something different. This is the problem with this manager. He's very predictable. And when it comes to the bigger teams, they'll work that out. But Brentford came to park the bus. They had no Tony, they had no Ericsson. So they came to park the bus, to pretty much, and maybe try and nick a goal off a set piece. But we dominated for every single part of that game. They didn't even do 100 passes in the first half. That's how much we were dominating in that game. 80% possession ran about in the first half, and we we should have probably had 2 penalties in the first half. How Jonathan Moss wasn't seeing the handball one or at the monitor, I haven't got a clue. Maybe he's too fucking large to do the exercise to run over and actually have a look. Like, let alone maybe alone to be too large enough to keep up with play. Right? Because I'm sorry, this guy's the worst guy in the referee in the league. I don't care. Like, I can't stand him. He's absolutely a waste of space. How do yeah, and Lacazette was hacked down also in the penalty area. But anyway, even then, we should have had more than enough, despite those penalties decisions. You should be able to have more than enough to put away Brentford the way they were playing. And luckily we did. Second half, we caught them by surprise, with Smith Rowe. Brilliant goal, bit of individual brilliance. Absolutely, like, shows why he's such quality at the minute, and he's ahead of Saka right now. I can see why Pepe. I was screaming for probably Pepe to come on for Saka during the watch along. Can see why people might have suggested maybe him for Lacazette even. As I think Mel mentioned no watch along. I think if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, Pepe, when he came on, then he proved all the doubters wrong and put the ball in the back of the net in the first 2 minutes. Amazing impact in the game and pushed us on to score a second goal in the end. So it was Saka with some great, again, another piece of individual brilliance as well. But I think over the majority of that whole game, we probably deserved to probably win that, probably about 3 or 4-0. And I think on any other day, we probably would have done 3 or 4-0 if we had more quality up front. And but because of the lack of quality, we didn't. So we have to look at ourselves and see what can we do differently, because this is all we've got until it does put the doubters on top 4, like the fight for top 4 when it comes to playing tougher sides. But we got to try and find ways to get around it, and having Martinelli up front maybe, or Pepe up front, it's got to be an option we've got to look at. It's got to be, because Lacazette's not going to do it. He's not. Simple. We play Lacazette in a big game, we're not going to score a goal. We're not. It's simple. Unless we have individual brilliance. So, which when you play tougher teams is harder to come by. So, yeah, for me, my man of the match throughout that game, I would have had to say Partey for me. I said Partey for me. People have said Smith Rowe, and I get that. People have said Odegaard even in one of the fan cams. I would have said Partey was man of the match. Some of the balls he was playing in that game were fucking exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. Right? Beautiful. Sweet as a nut. As they say in North London. Yeah. He needs to just do that on a consistent basis. If he plays like that on a consistent basis, he wouldn't be people wouldn't be doubting him so much. Because at the moment, we should be expecting more from Partey. You've got to admit, he's £45 million player who's come from Atletico Madrid, a Champions League competing side, and a Champions League competing side that should be getting far in the Champions League as well. We should be expecting to look to him to have some sort of influence on the game. And the way he dictated that game was quality, because I think Brentford gave him all the time and space in the world. And it's the thing, if we give us time and space, we can play outstanding pieces of football. And that's what we did. As much as people might say we didn't do much in the first half, there were great positions we were getting in. We were just very, very poor with the final ball in the final third. So, or a bit hesitant. Saka was hesitant first half, for example. And he needs to pick up his game, and maybe dropping him, not because of a rest, for the fact that to show that he's got competition and likes a Pepe, like just to give him the kick up the backside. It might do him the world of good just to drop him, to make him like sort of touch base reality that shit, if I don't play well and I don't stay at the top of my game, I am going to get dropped, because players can get very comfortable. So, and don't forget, he's not stopped playing for 2 years now, so pretty much solid. So yeah, he's gonna have to keep picking up. But he did score. I'm not gonna knock him too much, because he did play too well. He did play well, and he did score a goal. And I just want him to build on that and keep getting better and getting back to what he was at his best. Because when he was at his best, he was quality and he was dangerous. And we need our midfield at our best, because I think that's where we're scoring. That's the only way we're going to score our goals, is through the midfield. So we got to get them firing. We had a period in November where we were doing that. We need to do that again. So it's up to Arteta to find it. Will we get top 4? It's what I've been asking everyone else. Yes or no answer. I don't think why we shouldn't. I think we should. We should get top 4. We should get top 4. Right? That man has got no excuses to get top 4. I don't care. I don't want to hear lack of strikers. Right? I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. Yes, Man City have just lost to Tottenham. Right? But look at Tottenham's situation. They could barely beat Wolves in their own stadium. Man United were getting battered by Brighton, even though they won the game. They were battered by Brighton. Like, Brighton were dominant in that game. Like, they're too busy making sure they're not leaking stuff out of their dressing room. So we should be beating the teams like that are in disarray, and then there's that sort of state we should be getting past. Simple. And that's the bottom line. So he's got no excuses to get top 4. No excuses. Top 4, or you're not good enough. Simple as that. So, and that's why I'll leave it there. But yeah, if you do like the video, please do hit the like button, smash the like button, do hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Do become a member as well. All the links are down below, and we will see you next time for SFeatleyTV's final word on the next game, which will be, I think it'll be Thursday night. I don't think it'll be the Wolves game. I think it'll be the game after. It will be usually on a game where it's during the day. So the next weekend game it'll be. So next time